奏国歌 The National Anthem。
Pursuant to the Chinese University of Hong Kong Ordinance, and after receiving the advice of a committee established under Schedule 6 of the University Ordinance, the University Council appointed Professor Joseph J.Y. Song as Vice Chancellor of the Chinese University of Hong Kong.
Our confidence and hope are invested in a new Vice Chancellor and President, Professor Joseph Song.
一个也不能少，这是教育家向社会许下的无私的承诺。沈祖尧教授25年来就本着这两种理念，悬壶救世，提携后学。在医学界，他被选为亚洲英雄；在大学教学，他被选为最佳老师。
Bronson Alcott said, and I quote, "Education is that process by which thought is opened out of the soul and associated with outward things, is reflected back upon itself, and thus made conscious of its reality and shape. When the nations talk about economic growth, we must not forget that there are still hunger and sickness even in the wealthiest countries of the world. When the world focuses on scientific advancement, food and drug production, and prolonged longevity, we should be reminded that the most common disease is not tuberculosis or leprosy, but the hunger for love, from the words of Mother Teresa.
今後嘅日子，服務大學，校長一職任重而道遠。我知道我前面嘅挑戰唔比我以往嘅少。我前面嘅責任比以往嘅更大，但係錢穆先生嘅歌詞俾我無限嘅鼓勵，艱險我奮進，困乏我多情，千斤擔子兩肩挑，趁青春，我想我仲有一點嘅青春，結隊向前行，珍重珍重。這是我中大精神。嚟到講幾句説話，因為今日朝頭早好凍，亦都有雨，所以我哋決定要將呢一個嘅典禮搬喺室內舉行，亦都將我哋今日嘅畢業嘅同學係分散喺幾個不同嘅講室嘅裏邊，佢哋嘅家長同埋佢哋一齊。我哋希望，雖然我哋喺不同嘅地方嚟到去舉行呢一個嘅畢業禮，但係會不減你哋嗰個嘅高興嘅情緒。人生就係有時咧會出太陽，有時會落一啲雨，有時會吹一啲風，但係願意喺我哋嘅同學身上邊同我哋一齊嘅學習，我哋風雨同路。多謝各位。
学生总量已經達到2140萬人，在校研究生總量140萬人。中國龐大的科技人力資源是任何國家不可比擬的，我國獨具的建設富強國家的最大的優勢。因此，培養大批具有現代科技素養和進取精神的創新人才，把人口負擔轉化為人力資源，使中國成為真正意義的人力資源強國，不問世事，而是希望每一個進入科學事業殿堂的人，首先要以科技人員的身份要求自己，不忘對科學真善美的追求，因為只有把科學內化為我們精神的一部分。
Divinity, a Master of Fine Arts.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, admit these candidates to their respective degrees.
Mr. Chairman, I request you to admit respectively to the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Divinity, and Master of Fine Arts those candidates here present, and to admit in absentia those other candidates eligible for admission thereto.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit these candidates to their respective degrees.
And to admit in absentia those other candidates eligible for admission thereto.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit these candidates to their respective degrees.
I ask you to admit respectively to the degrees of Master of Accountancy, Master of Business Administration, Master of Professional Accountancy, and Master of Science those candidates here present, and to admit in absentia those candidates eligible for admission thereto.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit these candidates to their respective degrees.
For the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Education, and Master of Science.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit these candidates to their respective degrees.
Mr. Chairman, I request you to admit respectively to the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Education, and Master of Science those candidates here present, and to admit in absentia those are the candidates eligible for admission thereto.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit these candidates to their respective degrees.